So here we are on the harsh Russian Baikal map for Eurotruck version 1.25, and I have sorted the frame rate problem in my recordings. Having read one of the posts by one of the guys who said it looks choppy, I went and reviewed the videos and he was right enough, so I deleted them all, and I'm just starting to do a few more videos again. But now I've got the frame rate issue fixed. Of course, it's dropping a bit with all this bouncing about we're doing on the road, but it's much better than what it was. So I scrapped all those videos. We're now doing a job that is about 30 odd miles. We've got 24 miles to go. I don't know where I've come from and I don't know where I'm going to, but I've driven along this part of the road before. There's 2 or 3 detours on it. This is another one. We've already done a couple. And oops, I am driving what can best be described as an empty container. But what I'm intending to do is, as soon as I can, I'm going to get a bank loan, and I'm going to see if I can buy my truck and get it upgraded and see what's available, because I don't know what's actually available as far as trucks go, and what the modder Goba has actually put in the trucks. I believe there's maybe a Kamaz, which I think is a Russian trucks. I don't know where, what dealer will sell them, but I'm going to find out soon enough, and give ourselves hopefully something with a wee bit more power to get up some of these hills. But I don't think it really matters what truck you have, because at the end of the day this is just a hell of a map to try and drive on. But I think we've made it. Right, we're through that part. So as I said, we've now got 24 miles to go, and in case you haven't seen any videos in this map before, just to remind people that this map is made by a guy called Goba, with a few numbers after his name. I can't remember what they are. He has a YouTube channel. As far as I'm aware, he speaks entirely Russian. I don't think he speaks English. No disrespect to him for that. He's made this map, which can best be described as unique in a number of ways. First of all, unlike Eurotruck simulator maps, this map's made on entirely a different scale. The distances that you see within the map, for example, to give you an example, 23 miles to go on this map. If you compared that with a normal Eurotruck map, as soon as you see 23 miles to go, you know that you're going to be arriving at your destination within the next 2 or 3 minutes. That's how quick the mileage goes past in normal Eurotruck. Well, the major thing with this map is, amongst other things, is that this map is real life scale. Goba has been using Google Earth to actually map his roads, most of the roads. Some of them are a bit fanciful, I dare say, some of the back roads that he's made, but most of the roads, I think, in this map are actual genuine, in terms that he's copied the design of them, the shape of them, from Google Earth. I've watched him do it on his YouTube channel. But the distances in this map are real, so we've still got 22 miles to go, and bearing in mind the speeds that you have to go at in this map, then you're going to be taking a while to get there. and the roads are tough, dare I say it, and you've got things like this on it, so if you end up speeding and you hit some of these bumps, you're going to be off the road fairly quickly. And now we've got a big climb coming up, you can see it in the distance. To negotiate first. Long, slow climbs. There's lots of them in this map. And you just have to keep dropping a gear to keep the truck moving. And we're going to get held up with this one up ahead. And of course, with the amount of traffic that's on the road, you can't overtake. It's very difficult to overtake. As soon as I pull out, there's bound to be something coming. There you go. And that was a bad idea. It's not a good idea to try and overtake the hill when you're going at 3 miles an hour. But this guy here, I don't know what gear he's in, but he certainly must be pulling a heavy load. And I shouldn't be overtaking him anyway because I've got a solid white line in the middle of the road. And now you'll understand why the routes in this map take so long to do. You end up being stuck behind a lorry up a long gradient. And no doubt we've got a long descent again. Still 21 miles to go. And it's telling us on the GPS that's about another 34 minutes, and that's again 34 minutes in real time, not your speeded up version in the normal maps. Right now he's heading away from me. Chance of getting past him. Although he's going at the speed limit anyway, I shouldn't really be trying to pass him, but I want to try and make the video as short as I can. As far as I can see, this chap Goba is working on his next version of this game. I've watched him do a few videos where well, there's not a lot usually happening in these videos. He's usually sitting there and he's got the editing screen open and changing roads, adding buildings, doing all the sorts of things you see within the map. But when you see him work, you appreciate how much work goes into accomplishing something like this. I think his efforts are to try and make it more realistic, not only with the distances but with the physics in the truck and various other things that he's done. And you won't see any crazy hot air balloons and big windmills in this map. At least I haven't, and I don't expect it either. More bumps coming up. Sometimes the bumps are just sort of soft undulations, sometimes they're the vigorous type like these. Miles to go. And 30 minutes to go. But the most obvious thing to suggest to anybody who wants to try this map out is that you have to have patience and determination, and you have to think out a problem, because there are problems all over this map. They're put there deliberately to start you thinking of alternative ways of getting past the problem. And if you just have the patience and the thinking and the time, and then you'll be able to get round the problem. But if you don't, you'll be quitting this fairly rapidly. It's hard to work out what time of day it exactly is. It's showing that it's 12:50 odd or something. I'm assuming that's in the afternoon, but it's a funny looking light that we've got. It's a bit weird looking. Sort of milky, cloudy sky. It's funny lighting. Anyway, got it down to 17 miles. Of course, that's just part of the problem. The other problem is when we get to the destination as to how easy it is to park the truck. And I'm not the best at parking the truck, but it's usually not the simplest thing in this map. And on these roads you'll get long periods like this where you're stuck behind a truck, as you would do in real life if you're driving a truck. It's not about sprinting everywhere. That doesn't happen in this map, because you're definitely going to find out the consequences fairly rapidly if you start putting a foot to the floor and trying to race a truck like a Formula 1 car. You've got to try and drive sensibly and not don't do the stupid things I've been doing, trying to overtake and things like that. Yeah, I've noticed the frame rate drops by 1 or 2 points when you're going past these vehicles, and of course the other thing that adds to that is having the headlights on and that sort of thing. But other than that, it's been ticking along at 60 FPS, which is the way it should do, and not the way it was in my other videos. But hopefully that's that matter resolved. Yeah, it looks, it's hard to describe this, but it looks as if it might be sort of gathering terrain. There is blue sky behind those grey clouds, but again, the weather in this map is all too different to what you're used to in a normal Euro truck. So we've got 16 miles to go. Just keeping an eye on the GPS for any other sort of obstacles ahead. Now we're actually not doing that good on fuel. The fuel, although there's about probably a third of a tank, that's more than enough to get us to where we're going, I would assume, unless we get stuck. So the best thing to do in this situation with this sort of straight road is just to sit behind the vehicle in front and look in there. Every time I look, there's always something coming, so there's not a lot of point to try and blast your way past this guy. The other thing that I mentioned on the previous videos that I've since deleted is that when you're driving on this map, you see all the little bed symbols, which is the rest stop or the resting places that you can park the truck. Bear in mind that those symbols, you would normally drive over them in a normal Euro truck map and you would find them no problem. Well, in this map, they might be marked on the GPS, and you might be driving over what you think is the location of the resting place, but again you will find out very quickly that it isn't. So I've found the easiest thing to do when you're looking to take a rest on this map is to actually get to the location that the resting place is and detach the trailer. And the reason for that is to make your manoeuvrability, I'll say that again, make it easier to manoeuvre the truck rather than having to try and manoeuvre the truck with a trailer on the back of it. And therefore it makes your life easier when you're trying to find the exact location as to where you can take the rest stop. Now I struggled in the first couple of attempts to take a rest stop, and then I worked out that it wasn't exactly where you think it is. You've got to fish around looking for it. So that's one thing to bear in mind. So my advice is park the trailer and then go and find the resting spot. And then once you've had your rest, go and pick up the trailer again. It's the simplest thing to do. So we're plodding along here. We're making good pace, good progress. The road's pretty damn good compared to what you can come across in this map. And we've got about 13 miles to go. And that lorry in front is getting away from us. Yeah, it's getting misty up ahead. The view distance is shortening off. always be aware of the little road signs. The signs are there for a reason, and they're usually a clue to the state of the road ahead, so you've always got to be prepared. Now, this is the first problem that I've come across before. You can see that truck driving through that blockage up ahead, so there's no way through there. So here's your first problem on this trip, and the problem is I've got traffic behind me and I'm trying to turn. Now, I wonder if I can get between those two trucks. I don't think I can. I'm going to reverse. Believe me, there is no way through on that road there. Now, I've driven this section before, so I know what the solution is, but that's just to give you an example of what you're going to come across. You're going to come across a blocked road. Now, I wonder why that car's stuck behind a truck like that. As if he just crashed into him. Anyway, now see why he's stuck behind that truck. Anyway, let's carry on and we'll go back and retrace our steps. Yeah, there is definitely no way through on that route ahead there because of that accident. The AI in the game will drive straight through as they're programmed to do, but there's no way through for us, so we have to find a different way. Now, up ahead you'll see we passed the resting place, and that's the clue as to what we have to do next to negotiate that problem behind us. Now, I did mention that this map is based on Google Earth data, and but this particular section we're about to drive on, there the skies just changed there. This particular section that we're going to drive on is definitely not realistic in that sense. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Right, so our way around the problem is down this road here. Now, the first time I drove that part of the journey, I never even noticed this road. Now, this looks fairly straightforward at the moment, but believe me, it gets challenging, shall we say. So this is us taking a detour around the obstacle, and needless to say, because it's a harsh Russian map, we've got a harsh road, and there I think we've got a spit of rain coming on. Now, we've also got a blockage up here as well. That road is blocked, you can't go past him much as you try to. It's just a blind, sort of invisible wall up ahead. So this is our route. And this looks like it's just timber trucks that come along this road. Now, the frame rate's dropping a bit because we're in the trees, but it's still a lot healthier than what it was, I believe, in the last videos. Yeah, we've got a little spit of rain just dropping past the windscreen. Now the thing is, this rain might come to nothing. It might just be like a spit of rain like I've seen. It might just be a passing shower. So again, it's different weather than normal Eurotruck. Now if you look at the GPS, you can see that this road is not mapped, as it would, you know, be very similar in a real GPS if you went on a non-digitised road. That is to say, a road that hasn't been actually electronically mapped for the GPS. So this is why I look as if I'm apparently driving just on a blank GPS. But if you keep checking the GPS, you'll eventually see evidence of the other road appearing. Now if I remember rightly, bearing in mind I said that we were quite low in fuel, I believe at the end of this road there is a fuel station. The rain looks as if it's going to come on now. So just slow down. We're getting a wee bit too much speed going down this hill. Don't want to get carried away. Even though we've nothing of any value in the truck. And you've got to react with the gears quite quickly, because you can very quickly lose momentum and find yourself stuck halfway up a hill in a pothole trying to get traction to get yourself out of it. Now we're at the junction. Now that road that goes along there no doubt takes us back to where that truck was blocking the road, so we're not going that way, we're going this way. Now we can see up ahead at the top of the GPS, there's the fuel station. And the other thing about this map as well is the fuel stations are entirely different. Entirely different from what you see in normal Eurotruck. Now you can see we've got little streams of water running down either side of the road there. Now at the moment this doesn't look as if it's going to come to any substantially heavy rain. This could just clear up at any point. Or it might go the other way, it might set in for the day. But we'll go into the fuel station. I did do this in the other video, but as I say, they've been deleted. But we'll just pop in. Now we're back onto some decent road. We don't go into that road because that's the exit. We'll go in this one. And obviously Goba has designed all of these, and they're all pretty much unique, these fuel stations. Get the indicator off. Right. Of course, our fuel will be paid by our employer. Even the rain looks different on this map. If you look at the water running down the windows, that's quite cool looking. Right, so we've got our fuel, and we'll make our way out. Anything will be coming along that road. So we're now ready to rejoin the main road, the one that we had to do this detour around the accident. And another problem is getting out of this, because it's usually very busy. And I found the best way of doing it is just to bully your way across. Going to let us out, I think. That was like a 2-mile detour, I think, so we now got 11 miles to go. There's another fuel station up ahead. As if it might be brightening up again. You can see blue sky over that way. crawling pace here at 5 miles an hour. That sky breaking up over there. miles to go. Another thing to keep an eye on in this map when you're driving it is to keep your eye on the AI vehicles and how they behave. They seem to behave a lot better in this map than I've seen on a lot of other maps. If you're indicating to pull out, they'll usually slow down and let you out, whereas in other maps very often it just ploughs straight into you. Now the frame rate slowed down a bit with the rain and the headlights, but it's still ticking along at about just under 50. And using the NVIDIA experience, it automatically configures your graphic card settings on your games. Not all the games, there's only a selected amount of games that NVIDIA has settings for, and this is one of them. So going by the spec of my PC, it's got everything pretty much on full vegetation, everything like that. To go, and about another 12 minutes. So how would you sum up the Baikal map? I would say it's unique. It's the most challenging map that you'll drive in Eurotruck. I mean, I've driven on the South Korea Adventure map, and that's basically what it is. It's a total fantasy map, and it's got some really challenging roads on it and lots of switchbacks. You're climbing way up into the mountains. It's spectacular, but it doesn't have the challenge that this map has. This is the most challenging, arduous map in Eurotruck. That's how to describe it. A speed limit change which suggests there's something ahead. We've got a detour coming up. Crunched into that guy there. Now, where the hell am I going here? Through here, I believe. We never get through that clean. I took the front end of that car off, and as I've got no insurance, I've just decided to do a hit and run. I don't mean I've not got any insurance in real life. I do have insurance for my car. I'm talking about in the game. Right, so still showing 6 miles. We almost negotiated that issue. Oh, wrong one. I'm being optimistic here. I'm thinking it's getting a bit brighter. I'm still thinking it's getting brighter. zooming in a lot to actually make sure that there's none of these bumps going to catch us out. Here's another detour. See if we can make a better job of this one. Down to 4 miles now. Let's have a quick look at the map, see where we are. Right, so that's us mapped on there. We've got another detour down here, and we've got, well, another detour here, but that looks like our destination down there. That might be what we're trying to get parked. It usually is, as I said earlier. It's normally challenging to try and park the truck in this map. Up with the sky, get right down the gears. Noticed that that trailer's got 4 axles on it. Here's the next diversion. was. See how we lose momentum as soon as you take your eye off the ball. Right down the gears. As soon as you get into those potholes, you lose traction and it kills your pace. Well, we're through that one, and now we'll get the final one, and our destination to come. Another couple of miles to go yet. Another long, slow climb. And the weather isn't clearing up as I'd hoped. crest. And this is where you're tempted to fly down here at a crazy speed, but unless you're keeping an eye on the road, you're heading for disaster. These trucks went in front, I could have kept up my speed there and probably get up this hill no problem. Well, we might get there. One mile to go. Almost home and dry. Well, home and wet, I mean. Destination shown on the map. We've got the final detour to do, remember? So we're heading left. Like a U-turn. Now, why is that showing me going this way? That's weird. Anyway, I think the GPS is taking a funny turn. And this is part of the problem, is finding the actual location. Now maybe I went the wrong way because I think the road goes under here. Maybe that's what it is, or do I go around here? Maybe I go around here. I think I go around here. Another thing to bear in mind is that sometimes the GPS in this map isn't always telling you exactly the right way to get to a location. It looks as if we're going down and round in circles here. This could be well, like I say, everything seems to be a challenge, especially trying to park the truck, but just getting there's half the battle. Is it somewhere down there? It looks as if it's somewhere in there, like a quarry or something. That looks like another trailer down there. Oh yeah, I see the parking spot. I see it. Just got to get there. Well, it's a trailer, the same trailer as this one, so naturally we'd park next to it. Making a hash of this already. Now, is that fuel that's over there? I think it is. So, job complete. And we will detach the trailer. And you don't get paid much for these jobs, that's another thing. But your experience points goes up quite quick. Right, so we've got another point to add. What we do, fragile cargo. We'll add that, apply that one, and we'll leave it at that. So hopefully that's a better quality recording than what we had in those previous videos, and we'll get it uploaded and let you have a look at it, and we'll see you again soon.